federal government, it can be changed from the ground upward, not top down. I think that's where people just need to start. So people are doing community groups, Facebook groups, whatever. My opinion, that's where the game changes the whole country very, very fast. Starting from the top down, it's going to take a decade to do it.
Yeah, it's not going to be overnight. A lot of people think that should Donald Trump come back, then everything goes back to the way it was, and we just keep chugging along. There's a lot of cleanup needs to happen, a lot of cleanup, and I think I know that cleanup is happening. That people seem to be disappearing. We're aware of that. No one's seen Tom Hanks and a lot of other people for a while. Hollywood seems to be crickets going on there. So there is definitely some people that have stood some trials, and we've heard a lot of that. And as we go forward, more and more of those people have to go and stand those trials. We just saw Bill Barr. Everyone thought that he was like the greatest, and Mono Savin told me about his background working for the Bush family.
Yep.
Doing drug running through the Clintons' airport, so in Arkansas. So there's and he basically took out the guy that was running the drugs from him because they thought he was stealing from him. He's the one that went and did the research on that, Bill Barr, and he's just came out just recently really hard against Trump, and I think that he might have broken the camel's back with that straw. So that's we're going to see more of that. Treason is going to be really hammering a lot of people going forward. But first, like you said, we have to overcome the little stuff in the beginning, and once we get that done, then we can start to focus on bigger things. You look at Clint Eastwood. He was the mayor of Carmel by the Sea. He got tired of the idiot that was in there and trying to get him to do the right thing. So he's like, screw you, I'm going to run for office. And he ran for office and, changed it. So that's how we do things. We can, do it at a small level. Once you're maybe the mayor of a town, then you can go run for Congress and then for the Senate and then for president, whatever you want. Or you can just go like Donald Trump, run for president. That's the beauty of America. I don't think the party system, goes forward in the future. So we're basically going to remake this thing. It's got to go. It's totally corrupted.
Completely from the top down, massive corruption. I don't care how good you think your guy is or your girl is or your representative or whatever the media puts out there. Trust me, they're all corrupt. You might find one slice here and there, one person, but you're going to be damn lucky to find one or two, because somewhere, somebody's put the pressure on them to do what needs to be done to keep their empire alive. Let's talk about Don Rumsfeld. I think they just deep sixed him.
Yeah.
I just learned about Bill Barr, I think yesterday or this morning. I was like, wow, because I said through the course of last year, whatever, I'm like, I'm not so sold on Barr. And here's something I want to give perspective to people to understand how good this Khazarian mafia is. So we have Bill Barr. Bill Barr did some good things, right? He really did. One of the things being that when they got rid of Berman, the Southern District of New York district attorney, U.S. attorney, got rid of him, replaced him. What immediately happens then? They pick up Ghislaine Maxwell. So was he trying to buy his way? Was he trying to throwing these things out there to look like he was a white hat? Or who knows, maybe inevitably, I said this to somebody yesterday, maybe they already had him. Said, okay, here's what you're going to do. Because Patriots have been in control for quite a while, is you're going to do this, this, and this, right? And by doing that, they make some progress. And by doing it this way, we're going to take you down at the end of it, because you're going to get your fair tribunal. If you don't help us do what we need to do, then we're going to take your family too, because they had to be involved somewhere. Do you want your family to go on, or do you want us to take all of you out? Because we can do it right now, today, tomorrow, 3 days, tribunal, boom, done. That's what I think a lot of these people have been through, that have cooperated to some degree, and now they're popping up like, wow. I'm just guessing, but again, that's a as you know, you said it before, it's 5D chess on all levels. But I think Rumsfeld, I think they just put him down.
Yeah, and he's down at 88, so that's
what sucks. You know, we wish he was down at 68.
Oh, that's funny. So yeah, he's definitely a bad. He was definitely a bad boy. It was quite obvious for my time, being overseas in Iraq and Afghanistan. He was definitely playing some games over there. A lot of those guys were. So there's people asking about lots of other people. Are they gone? Like Warren Buffett. It sounds like he might be gone as well. Because he just, I guess, turned over, his business. That was his. How did he get so rich? Little country bumpkin guy, become multi-billionaire. I bet we're going to find out that he was basically laundering money for these deep state boys. That's my feel. So I'm just throwing that out there. Have no idea. Just kind of came to me. So it'll be interesting to see, what we're going to find about a lot of these people. And he's definitely a bad player. And whether he's been taken down or whether he just really did step down, I don't see him stepping down. He absolutely loved his business. He drove around like an old Lincoln car or whatever. He's a multi-billionaire many times over. So there's some strangeness there, So I think we'll see a lot of people like that just kind of like, go to the wayside now, and more as we move forward.
I do too. I think the guy driving the old Lincoln, all that kind of stuff. You know what, Mike, from the things that I've been learning, I had a 6.5 hour Intel dump on me a week ago, maybe a little more, stuff I've never, ever heard in my life.
Wow.
That long. And it was just absolutely stunning. I think at the point, I had a show last night with couple of these people from this Telegram channel I was invited into. So they actually, after dropping bomb after bomb for 6 hours on top of me, then I had them, I don't know if it was my suggestion or theirs, come in to do a show last night. And the audience was like, holy shit. They were speculating on a number of things. But all I can say, nothing, and I mean nothing, is what we think it is or have believed it is in our lifetimes. And you know what? I can point to one thing you've done that casts light on it, is your show you did with Madison, right? Now, imagine how people are going to have to rectify or reconcile in their souls the fact that you got these mega church pastors, some of the biggest ones that we know of, who trafficked her, who are involved in trafficking kids. And I think when those things become very public, that's going to be the wake-up call that helps people believe a lot of the other stuff that has gone on with people that we've had reverence for. But when you're looking to, she's talking about T.D. Jakes, Greg Lowry, Franklin Graham, Billy Graham, what's his name, Rick Warren. I mean, I've been around people for years that read their books and, had them come in to speak and profess all this. And you find out a couple of these guys had their firstborn sons magically, mysteriously die, all that kind of stuff. I'm telling you, once that hits, buddy, it's going to be anybody's guess to what begins to put that tsunami in motion, but it's coming.
Yeah, she basically pointed out on my show that there's a guy that's running for, I think maybe governor in your state. He's got a best-selling book right now, Matthew McConaughey. Not such a great guy. Yeah. So he's got a best-selling book right now. He's like, everybody looks up to him, and then you're going to find out that he's really a bad man. So, she pointed out a lot of people, the top guy in office right now. She pointed out that he was not so good either. So there's a lot of people that are being, military tribunal, and they're probably going bye-bye forever. If they're not going bye-bye, They're definitely playing a role. It's like everything's a movie, and there was, I think I caught a little bit of that. There was someone pointing out that there was Ocasio-Cortez was playing a movie role. That blew me away. I was like, that's brilliant, because I always thought that she was a movie actress. She's playing. You can't. There's no way she's that young. There's no way. So,
when I heard that one, I fell out of my working chair. I mean, we heard that before. I thought,
I know. I was like, there's no way. But when you said it, it's like, oh, yeah.
Talk about. I was like, that's when I was like, holy forking shit, is that real? Because that was probably the one. That's got to be the one that made me almost drop the F-bomb.
Yeah. I have a show with another psychic, and she does tarot cards, and so I asked her that question, and she came up with, yes, that's correct. She's playing the role. So it's very, very interesting, right?
Well, I had this conversation with this very, 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 very deep insider inside the plan, and that was one of the ones that brought out. I was like,
oh my God. I know, man. I kind of hit some of this stuff. I'm like, nah, that intuition has to be wrong. There's no way. It's not. It's illogical. But a lot of the stuff is illogical, and it's there for a reason. So we have to start to just open our minds, because there's a lot of stuff that's coming down that's going to blow even the most seasoned people to craziness. It's blowing our minds. So imagine, what's going to happen to people that are just waking up. I think it's good, because you don't have to go through all the crap that we went through. It's like, here's the truth. Oh, that's easy. Like, easy? I've been working this for decades. Come on. But it really is coming that way for people. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I think think about a role like she's playing. I mean, think about the strategy of this plan. Okay, wow. we're gonna insert people like her, help her grab Pelosi by the hair, drag her so far left that even Pelosi's screaming to go right. Who would ever imagine that? Like, who would have ever thought that would happen? And really? Bring it back to the Q drops, talking about never interfere with an enemy in the process of destroying itself. I think that applies on so many levels with so many people. But can you imagine a little giggle fest they'd be having planning this out? Like, oh, this is going to be incredible. We're going to insert this chick in here who's going to play dumber than a brick, going to just stoke the flames of the leftists and have everybody rise up with her and blame it on Pelosi until everybody, even the left, even the Democrats, begin to hate Pelosi. I'd love to sit on that planning session just to see the humor of it all.